NFL offseason madness. So the Chicago Bears have finally listened to the cries from their fan base and fired offensive coordinator Luke Getsy.
You're fired. Get out of here.
Now, Getsy has been much maligned throughout his tenure with the Chicago Bears these past couple of years. It really was a bad hire, as Getsy had no play calling experience in the NFL and was also the water boy for a Hall of Fame quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. So it's safe to say that Matt Eberflus is going to need help in hiring a replacement, as it just didn't make sense to hire someone with inexperience in Getsy, especially when you had a young quarterback like Justin Fields and young members of the offense like Cole Kmet and Darnell Mooney. Now, there wasn't much development in the young members of the Bears offense these past couple of seasons, and that's to be expected with such an inexperienced offensive coordinator. But let's take a look at some more veteran options that have experience working with Matt Eberflus that should definitely be on his short list to be the new offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. Now, before we get into it, don't forget to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. If you're interested in the draft and in NFL news, this is your #1 place to get the NFL news and draft coverage that you need. Let's get started. Now, first up, we have former Dallas Cowboys offensive coordinator Scott Linehan, who had a lot to do with the development of one Dak Prescott. Now, Prescott had a limited skill set coming out of college, but blossomed, and really Linehan got him to his full potential as the Cowboys franchise quarterback. I think Dak Prescott has the same skill set as Justin Fields, but just a little less talented. I think Linehan would help Justin Fields in this offensive blossom, especially when you draft weapons like Marvin Harrison and pair him with DJ Moore and Cole Kmet in that passing attack. It can be real dangerous. Now, Linehan also oversaw the development of Matthew Stafford when he first was drafted with the Detroit Lions. Again, having a young quarterback, catering your offense to the skill set of that young quarterback, as Detroit's offense and Dallas's offense was very different, and it catered to the strengths of the quarterback position. Linehan would be a great veteran OC for the Bears to hire as their new offensive coordinator and finally get this Bears offense to at least look competent so they can compete and become a perennial playoff team. Now, the next option would be the most popular name in offensive coordinator circles that's available out there is probably Eric Bieniemy, formerly of the Kansas City Chiefs and the Washington Commanders. Now, Bieniemy, of course, is going to go through his round of head coaching interviews again, so who knows how that will play out. But of course, he has connections to GM Ryan Poles. There were rumors early in the season that he may come to the Bears as a head coaching option if they moved on from Matt Eberflus. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, but I still think that they do reach out to Bieniemy to see if he's willing to become the offensive coordinator. I personally don't like the fit because Bieniemy likes to pass a lot. I don't think a heavy passing offense in Chicago without a dome is a good option for winning football. I mean, most football novices don't understand that, but it's not called the Windy City for nothing, but I'll move on. Forget it. So the question becomes whether Bieniemy really only knows how to run that West Coast Andy Reid version of offense, or can he tailor an offense to fit the skill of the players that he has? Now, this past season with the Washington Commanders and Sam Howell, it didn't really work. He didn't really do that. Howell is a limited QB, and they led the league in passing attempts. Make it make sense. Now, of course, he has more experience, but this was the issue with Luke Getsy, and I just don't think the Bears can risk going through that again. I wouldn't be mad at the Eric Bieniemy hire, but it's just not one of my first choices. So let's get to some more options. Now, probably the most obvious option is former Carolina Panthers and Indianapolis Colts head coach Frank Reich. Now, Reich was given a raw deal this past season with the Carolina Panthers and a crazy owner in David Tepper, but that's another story, and that's their problem. Now, Reich has had successful offenses. He's had success with Andrew Luck and a plethora of veteran washed-up quarterbacks with the Indianapolis Colts. He does know offense. He does know how to coach, and would be a great option maybe to help Eberflus with some of his game management decisions. He needs help. We all know that. The question is, would Reich be willing to be an offensive coordinator under his former defensive coordinator? That's a question only he can answer, but I'm sure Eberflus will reach out to see if Reich is willing to become the OC for the Bears. Now, another option also related to the Colts is Marcus Brady, who's currently an offensive senior assistant for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Brady doesn't have a lot of NFL play calling experience, but he is a well-respected offensive mind around the league. He would definitely be an upgrade over Getsy, so that's another option to look for the Chicago Bears OC position. Now, my favorite option outside of people who have experience coaching with Matt Eberflus is Darrel Bevell, currently the quarterback's coach for the Miami Dolphins. Now, Darrel Bevell has a lot of offensive coordinator experience, and most importantly, I think the experience with Russell Wilson in Seattle, again, developing an offense around a modern quarterback, being able to tailor your offense to the quarterback's skill set and getting the most out of, in my opinion, in Russell Wilson, a guy who also has a limited skill set, a good skill set, but a limited skill set, much like Dak Prescott. Now, let's be honest, Justin Fields has way more talent than Dak Prescott or Russell Wilson, so I think the right offensive mind will turn Justin Fields into a superstar in Chicago. Now, Bevell bringing in all of his offensive coordinator experience from his previous jobs, as well as the innovations going on down there in the #1 offense in the league in Miami, and Mike McDaniel, I think he could really be probably the best option for the Bears at offensive coordinator. For me, it's between him and Scott Linehan. You got to get one of those two. Like I said, I wouldn't be mad at Bieniemy either, but that's kind of where I'm at as far as who should be the Bears' next OC. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Who should the Bears be hiring as offensive coordinator? Don't forget to smash that like button, hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, as this draft season and Draft Capital Sports will be coming back full force to cover as many prospects, at least 100 prospects, coming up in this year's 2024 NFL Draft. Off-season news, NFL news, everything you need. I'm a Bears fan, so of course I'm going to do a few Bears videos here and there. But thank you for watching, and peace.